It's on this, the 100th episode of After 8 Hours. I bring you JackJack1620.
Hello.
And JayTI7N. I just smacked the shit out of the mic, bro.
You did it?
What's going on, baby?
Not too much, man. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
Yes.
I don't remember when we started this podcast. It's been a while.
We started it many moons ago.
Steve. We had Stevie.
Stevie Pogo.
We had a little bit of...
the Murph.
Yeah, the Murph. We miss you, Murph.
Miss you.
A little bit of the Murph on there. Steve sent me a gift the other day.
Yeah, he plays.
Recently. And I was like...
He's playing a little bit.
I know, I respect it.
Yeah.
I know he's getting his thing on. He's like...
Yeah, he's at Vasa.
He's like running Vasa.
Is he now?
He's like a manager.
Dude, he better fucking be. I would hope so.
He's a beast. But anyway,
we should all be in those points where we're like running our shit. That's the goal.
But we are at 100 episodes of After 8 Hours.
My God.
That's right. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of stuff on the docket to talk about potentially.
Yes.
But in 100 episodes of doing this real quick, I guess, do you have any favorite moments, favorite things, things that you want to bring back? Things that you think people are interested in. I do kind of miss being able... Well, one, would love to have guests come back on.
Yes.
And then stories. Some of the old stories you used to tell.
Oh, my God.
Like the instinct.
Ew.
You know, back in the day.
Yes.
I know a lot of it has to do with, like, the game has changed.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. I think getting, like, newer folks in, or just, like, again, some of the OG players, like get Dotman, X, or Dragon Abyss, or any, like, Joe Butt Munch would be a fun interview.
Would be great. We could cook. We have a nice little cooking.
Dude, he's always cooking. It makes me so...
chef, bro.
It makes me so upset, all the food he makes, and I don't get to have any.
Your eyes get to enjoy.
Yes, it's a visual treat.
Yes, chef.
It's just food porn. But what else? I enjoyed... I liked having kind of... I miss our old tournaments with Joel.
Okay.
Like, Got Smoke, and just the constant antagonist that he was, and just constant, just like looking for that smoke wherever he went. Because even when we were in...
smoke's behind you.
Even when we were in... what was it? In Chicago.
Yeah.
He was just...
I'll just run up.
He's just running up on people, and they're like, "Who are you?"
In Chicago of all cities.
Yes.
But let me remind you.
He had no fucks, and I appreciated it.
That's right after we flicked the bean. I remember that.
Yes. It was after we went to the bean. But, yeah, that one was a fun one. What else?
I was just going to say, just in general, like, you don't have to go into it too much, but...
Yeah, I think those are, like, my favorite things of this podcast. Like, I definitely like the group that it has. Like, we're obviously not the biggest podcast out there, but we still enjoy doing this, obviously, enough to, like, keep it up. And just, like, people who give feedback on it, I think is great. Because we always do get feedback, and then just people who... It's just good to see familiar faces out there who are like, "You guys are doing good," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." You know, I think that's freaking awesome.
No, love it, absolutely love the community. It's been a blast. I would agree with you. I think one of the things we did after 8 hours, you don't want that smoke. Tournaments were awesome, but also we always talk about it, which we want to do again this year. But the barbecue, the big barbecue.
Yeah,
it was like. Yes, very, very much not just after 8 hours as Aurora Masters, but like we did a lot of that here, and I thought that was really interesting, and one of our best events just in general for the community, for everything, and those were the before times, right?
Pre-COVID, when we had a lot more community, because I that's where I wish a lot of this new community could have experienced.
That's what I'm talking
like
about.
The older group, the day one raiders who would. We're talking about that at the most recent raid gathering we had, which is for...
Shadow and...
It was... No, Shadow Mewtwo.
Shadow Mewtwo.
We had a Shadow Mewtwo weekend, and it was good. Thank you, everyone who came out. It was actually way better shiny turnouts than I was
really happy. And again,
yeah.
Rip Murph's account, or Murph playing, because that's the one that did him in.
It really was.
But like, I was glad to see everyone getting their green Mewtwo's out there. Some really nice perfects. Still, like... The whole, like, should I or should not purify it, like,
argument.
It's Shadow Pokemon are the best attackers.
They are. Like, if you have it close to perfect and you want a perfect shiny, do it.
Sure.
But if not and it's close enough, it all depends on whatever, like
your preferences and things.
tickles your pickle.
I obviously I wasn't out with you guys. I was in Seattle, but did you guys have anyone get any extra larges, extra smalls?
I didn't see anyone get any.
Big
I was
before this new event.
Biggins, dude. This event's been insane, but no, for Shout out Mewtwo, I only saw, I think Alex Dragon. He got his Shundo.
I saw that
finally, so he was very happy about that. Like, he even came to the car to like thank you, or like thank us for like doing the raid. And I was like, dude, hell yeah! Like, we were out and about. We're over. I think we're at near Dawn Fountain when he came over and told us about it. So congrats to him.
Congrats.
And it was just, I think it was just a good time. And again, there's a lot more subgroups I'm seeing out there more.
Yeah, awesome little pockets of players.
People trying to coordinate on Campfire, God bless you. Like, I'm still not going to use that just because of my whole thing of them being in your phone.
Do you know anyone here in Aurora, and I feel like we should have a pulse on it, but anyone that's like a community ambassador for our area?
Not in Aurora. The only ambassador I've seen is Littleton. Well, and it's because like I remember looking up the ambassador requirements.
We didn't really agree with him. I do remember that, but the only reason I was asking that is because Littleton, like, you know, that's technically my neck of the woods right now, and I do run into the ambassador all the time, and like it's kind of neat because they do get like the code and stuff. You get free items and stuff for just checking in with them. So I was like, does one of us bite a bullet, type deal for?
I don't want it.
I don't really want to either, but like, I feel like that's been helpful for them because it gives people an incentive to gather. With him. So, like, when the Enamorous raids were out, Littleton had a pretty large group, kind of coordinated on Campfire. At least that's where I saw it. And that's where the ambassador was. And then there was, oh my gosh, probably 100 people.
And
so, like,
I think it's good for people who want to use Campfire. I just don't see many people in Aurora using it because I think we had Discord, we had Facebook prior to that. And a lot of people even now don't utilize it to coordinate on. I utilize it more for the map, just to see what's around and coordinate that way.
That feature has gotten better.
Yeah, sure. The map quality is improved, which thank you, Niantic, for doing that. Again, I still feel like the program should be something that's incorporated within the app itself. Exactly, it shouldn't be a separate program.
I was like, it needs to be integrated better.
Yeah.
If it was just like a side menu, almost like the way, IV checker is like you load
or like a widget,
like a little widget, just something you can tap on.
Yes.
And I obviously I'm not a coder, so I don't know all that other shit. But like
I did VBA in college.
Oh my gosh,
I know my stuff.
I coded an AR spaceship in college.
Yeah,
and trust me, it wasn't all me.
AutoCAD. Okay. I know all about it.
Oh yeah.
So, no,
say less.
Right.
No, but like, no, Either way, point is, I've been happy to see. Like, it feels like I've been kind of a Western mood, like Renegades, Cowboys, Westerns, that kind of stuff. I don't know why. Just
is that intriguing?
I love the genre. I love a lot of the aesthetic.
Is it the lone protagonist just on an adventure?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, find their place.
But
travel to new
horizons. Like sometimes we're kind of like the Wild West.
We are.
Even though we're East and like we're the Wild West.
We're the West regardless because we're in Colorado.
True. The original Cowboys, baby. But anyway, it's awesome. No, I love the community. And it would be great to be able to have newer community members, those small pockets that you do see in between different raids, different areas, etc.
Yeah.
Be able to experience a large event like that or another big communal event we had, because that was one of our, I think, best bonding moments. So. Oh
yeah, well, and it's that, and also just bringing back like the smaller events. So, I was looking at my Switch today when we were watching Invincible.
Okay.
Crazy episode, good one. Watch it if you haven't. And I was like, crap, I haven't done a Golden Lure party in a hot minute to help people get gimme ghouls or anything, or the Meltan boxes. I was using that a lot because I'm still trying to do the party completions.
Oh, yeah,
all the party tasks, like, do 30 challenges. I'm like, you are monsters, Niantic.
Please stop. Yeah.
Horrible.
I'm on that too.
Yeah, it's such an annoyance, especially just me, myself, and I doing it between like mine and Chris's account.
And again, I feel like that mechanic is annoying because it's like every hour.
It's every hour, and then it just saps your fucking battery.
It kills your battery, and then like It doesn't. You can't. There's not like a extend the party feature or anything. So if you're on that last task, and you have to catch like say 10 more Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
in the next minute, you're just like.
I'm just like fuck yeah, 2 chairs in the bucket.
Great.
I just leave.
Yeah.
I leave the lobby so I can start a new one.
So yeah, being able to do the party feature. I mean, I like the party feature. I
party
wish the
feature,
rewards were better.
Yes, especially for the effort.
I like the idea of it. So like whenever Carla and I are out wherever. We'll do the party feature because I'm also trying to finish those 30 tasks or whatever.
And I think you have to do like 90 something total.
Yeah, I did the first set of 30.
Okay.
And now I'm on another set of 30 or something like
yeah,
that.
it's horrible.
So, but I mean, it's great for rating and stuff. Party.
Oh no, rating is fantastic. I can duo right now. There's Kartana.
Kartana, yeah.
Is out in raids, obviously in the west.
Northern hemisphere.
Oh, is it northern and southern?
North southern. Yeah.
Okay, so then the Celesteela. Okay, thank you. The
creepy one.
The town. I just call it the building.
Celesteela's creepy.
Why? What's creepy
I don't know.
about it?
Something about it is just like
it's just little.
Creepy. I get creepy vibes from it.
Yeah. Okay.
I just like. I think part of it is like you remember when they did the videos in Pokemon Go.
Yes.
For the Ultra Beasts.
Yes.
And the way Celesteela was just like there, like
just menacing.
The city, menacing. That got me. I think.
Okay.
And it sounds not nice. It sounds creepy. But
what does it sound like?
It sounds like.
Does it sound like mechanical?
It's like no. It's like harrowing. I don't know.
That's an interesting word choice.
But anyway, sorry. Celesteela is south. Kartana is north.
See, I haven't been invited to any raids for it yet.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to change that later.
Fans.
But yeah, so they're out. What else was going on this week?
Well, right now the big little
little bigs,
tiny,
little biggins,
tiny largos,
sizable surprises. So yeah, I've been getting nothing but tinies. The only ones I haven't found tinies of are the Citadels and Whalmers.
Well, I just got a giant Citadel and Mantine outside your house.
Hell yeah.
10 seconds ago.
Why did you tell me?
Well, we were talking. Citadel out there. I don't know if Mantine's still out there. But
I've gotten so many XL.
Okay. There's an XXL Citadel right there.
Ooh, I hope he's still there.
Anyway, point is, there's this nice Sizeable Surprises event, and it's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. If you do the 2 collection challenges, you are guaranteed a gigantic Whalmer, an XXL Whalmer, and if you do the small ones, it's a XXS.
Is that what you paid for?
Wimpod. No, it's the collection challenge on the left.
Oh, I wasn't guaranteed any.
Oh,
mine showed up as just regular boys.
Just regular? Oh,
yeah.
I had been seeing it the other way around.
You were just blessed. Which is awesome. Like, mine were just regular boys.
I really want an XXS Wimpod shiny. That's all. I'm just putting that into the ether.
Put it out there. That way the universe knows.
Gotta know.
Give that boy that.
But yeah, and I always want I always want both extra smalls, extra large. Those are the ones I save the most. But so that event's been kind of fun. I haven't noticed. Obviously, the event spawns are what's spawning most.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's an increased chance for both of those on non-event spawns. So
for just like everyday Pokemon.
Say you did your daily incense, and you're running into Galarian birds. And you decide to maybe use your Dialga to extend your incense time.
Sounds like it's experiment time.
Are the Galarian birds you're running into, are they increased extra small or extra large? If you still have a Master Ball, that's a great catch. If you don't, I'm sorry. But
damn it.
But
I used up all mine on Articunos.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's a great Pokemon to catch, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I haven't seen any confirmation or anything on that about the extra smalls or larges.
I haven't seen anyone.
I like the event because I love collecting those Pokemon. It was fun. So that one's going on now.
Correct.
We have a couple of things coming up soon as well. So like Community Classic. It's going to be the Bagon. Yep.
It's going to be on Sunday.
Bagon. Get your little green mullet dragons.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go hard on that or not. Like, I just want to go purely for the chance of getting them big or small.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the only thing I care about on community days most of the time anymore is like, is it big or small?
Well, and it's also just nice to get all that extra, like,
candy,
XL candies. Because right now, my whole thing, I've really been focusing on trying to hatch Charcadets. getting those 10Ks.
Have you gotten a lot of them?
When that event was going on, I got 3 in a row.
Nice. I only got one. During the event.
I know mine. I am a unique case. There was a lot of people who didn't even get one. I've been trying.
I was a little bummed about that. I thought they'd be a little easier to get.
Oh, well, and then like with that whole Zorora one that we just came out of.
One? I like the tech.
Which one?
The extra large.
Yeah, with little pumpkin, who's it?
Gourgeist.
You gotta have an XXL Gourgeist.
If you had a large, super large, extra L, it doesn't matter anymore because it's over. But if you had the XXL Gourgeist as your buddy,
yes,
and you ran into Zorua, it was basically guaranteed to be extra large.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because you always get duped if you when I'm running around with my Arcanine as my buddy or whatnot. It's an extra large Arcanine, so every time I run into a Zorua, it's like, oh, it's huge or oh, it's tiny. I can't remember which version.
It switches off.
But it's like I'm like, oh, and then you catch it and it's just normal. And I'm
it's like, hey,
damn. But with the Gourgeist, because you're trying to get to the shiny Zorua.
Yeah.
And you can get if you have the extra large Gourgeist, sorry.
It should
to get the larger one.
I think it increases your chances. It's not always a guarantee, but it's still something better than nothing. Like, use that chance to get it. I actually got a shiny one.
Ooh.
As I was rotating accounts, as I recommend everyone do, even though I know Niantic don't want people having multiple accounts. I got it here at my house.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's a great shiny too.
It's beautiful.
It's so nice.
And I just got lucky on that account.
Ooh.
So it's already with me. It's already in the party, just hanging out, doing shiny Zorora things.
That one happened. I like the tech. The other tech is like similar with the Primeape into Annihilape. Mm-hmm. If you want to evolve your Charcadet quickly and you happen to run into a Rocket that's carrying the type that you want, so either Psychic or Ghost, don't finish the fight. You can just re-enter that fight multiple times, and it'll count every time you defeat one of the Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like earlier today, I ran into a Psychic Rocket, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just do the science on it." So I fought the first 2 Pokemon, ran. Fought the first 2 Pokemon, ran. Fought the first 2, ran, and then I finally beat them like the 4th time. So it was like 3, 2, 2, 2. So that's what 9? Or sorry, 9. So, and then I looked at my thing and it updated 9. I had defeated 9
hell
Psychic
yeah.
Pokemon. And so I did the same thing with Annihilape. It's like, because you had to defeat 30 fighting type. I can't remember what type it was, but I just found the one Rocket of that type.
The Rocket's like, yo.
And I just kept running into that battle.
Here you're like false pumping up that Rocket. Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm a badass.
So I fought the first 2, fought the first 2. And you do run into like, they can despawn like
they can if it's Did you do it from a stop?
Yeah, I was on a stop.
Okay,
so
stop. They have 30 minutes.
I think so.
Rotation time of whenever they start.
So it was a stop, but so that if you're interested in that, you're running Charcadet. I'm running my Charcadet. I want the Doughblades, the Soul Blades. Sorry, Ceruledge, the Ghost one.
Yeah, of course.
I want that one, so I'm looking for a Ghost Rocket. But the next time I find one, I'll just do that trick.
Yeah,
and keep
definitely
because I really want this Ceruledge.
Hell yeah!
So that's another little tech if you're interested in evolving any Pokemon that needs a defeat this type, you can farm a Rocket for that. So. We just had the Rocket event too.
Yes, that one I enjoyed a lot.
That one's always a fun one. I love the Rocket events.
Just that they're everywhere. I fought so many. And obviously getting Shadow Mewtwo and doing all that was fun. Right now I think we have... I tried for Shadow Raikou shiny. No dice.
Shadow Entei's out.
Shadow Entei's out right now. So there's a couple around. I was debating trying to duo it. Seeing what's up. Because that would be a fun one. And plus it's you have those extra passes. So why the hell not? Yeah. If I lose, I lose. Who cares? But what else was coming? I think for this week it's actually a really calm week. So I'm more just I'm more just kind of relaxing. I think my whole goal is to prepare for GoFEST. Because GoFEST is
right around the corner.
Yeah, it's going to be here no effing time. It's
already the first week of April, which is nuts. And then GoFEST is earlier this year.
Yeah, isn't it in May?
I'm not quite sure May, but
Or is it early June? Either way, There's some things I want to prepare for. So obviously, I think I've been noticing a lot that like our friends, our buddies aren't dropping, or our friends list, if you're opening gifts, and I encourage you to, is that they're not dropping as many items as they used to. I used to be able to fill up my inventory pretty heavily with them, and now I'm not. I kind of wish they'd go back to those event kind of perks of letting you open up more friend gifts or just giving you more items, because right now my Pokeball inventory is hurting. And hurting for me is less than like 400. Having less than 200 Great Balls hurts me. Having less than 200 Ultra Balls is like a really bad place for me. And I'm sitting in that right now, so I don't like it.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, it's my first world problem.
Like we
or first trainer problems.
It all kind of started with what the
Go Tour
or the Go Tour event. I knew we'd run through a ton of items, but we just didn't get any back. So like my item space, I have like I think over 1,000 for almost 1,500 empty slots. Ugh. And I've been trying to get more items, not for nothing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like trying to get back into my ball
your inventory.
Account. I usually used to shred a bunch of potions and stuff. Now I've been letting them pile up because I'm just like I need items.
Yeah, and I love the quick revivals, heals.
That's pretty cool.
Because that's how I've been using all my potion stuff. But like I'm throwing away more berries than I ever have been before, and so I don't know if Niantic is just, if anyone else is seeing this, of just like the influx of berries and nonsense, but the decline in Pokeballs.
And I hope that's not the case. Like, you know, because you do feel like, oh, they're going to do some shitty stuff. Like,
not in this economy.
Buy the balls in the shop, or some shit like that. I hope not. But
I really don't want them
to your point, I have like way too many pineapple berries, and I use them all the time. I've been getting a ton of berries, so I noticed that too. To go back to your other question real quick, so Sendai's GoFEST does start at the end of May.
Okay.
Like the 29th or something.
Do you have any tips for Japan travel since we were recently there?
So, first of all, congratulations, you're going to Japan. If you got tickets, just a real quick thing. My wife and I, Carla, tried to get the tickets to the Sendai GoFEST because we were like, we should just go, even though we were just in Japan. We have friends. So, long story short, my wife used to work and live in Sendai. She was there for about 3 years. And we have friends that live there. They bought a house there. They've settled there permanently. So we were able to stay with them when we went up there, and they have a car, so it's easy to get around certain areas. But so that's where we're like, it wouldn't be that bad for us to go up there if they would be willing to have us, etc.
Yeah.
Try to get the tickets. They sold out immediately. So if you did get a ticket and you're listening to this,
congratulations.
Enjoy your trip to Japan. It's great. Real quick tips are, it's relatively inexpensive to be there. In terms of places you're staying, places you're eating, we got full meals for what would be considered $6
Yeah.
Nowadays, the yen is really weak right now, so your currency exchange is really good, going from US dollars to yen.
Yeah, and you could do your currency exchange now. There's like online resources.
So I would recommend, and I unfortunately just don't know off the top of my head, but I would recommend getting some currency beforehand.
Yeah,
I think that was helpful. We didn't want to use the ATM fees or anything like that. You can. There's ATMs everywhere. You can get like most of the convenience stores will have ATMs, but like ultimately, if you can come in with cash ahead of time, I think you'll be set up, and especially if you pull a certain amount. I don't know how long you're going to be there for.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's more than just 3 days, because that is quite the flight. It's quite the trip.
Yes.
There's a lot to adjust to quickly. Luckily for us, my first tip would be stay active while you're there.
Hell yeah.
The biggest thing, people will be like, oh, the jet lag. If you're chilling in your apartment or Airbnb or wherever you're staying, after you land and you just spend a whole day trying to, quote, rest and recover, the jet lag will settle in and you will start feeling sluggish.
Don't give your body the chance.
Yeah, pretty much. So, because like when we got there, we hit the ground running. We immediately started. We stayed in Tokyo first. We immediately started going everywhere pretty much the day of.
Oh, yeah.
And so, because we landed in the afternoon.
Well, even some extra stuff. So Japan has like a quick check-in process like you can do online.
Yes.
So like there's certain things like go to like the Japan travel website, and there's like certain codes you can get like early verification basically for your check-in, because you have to go to customs first.
Because you have to go to customs.
So obviously have your passport, have like your luggage situated, know what you're gonna bring, do that early check-in, because that I think saved us some time. Because they have like machines there, but when we went, the machines were down. It was hot as fuck.
Oh, the customs was miserable.
Yeah, so like if you're don't wear anything you can't like unzip.
You want to be comfy.
Yeah, like
cool.
You could like I was in gym clothes the whole time.
And that's
because it was hot.
This is at the end of May, early June. Like it's hot in Japan.
Yeah, so
around that time
we went
in the fall when it was cooling down. And it was still hot as balls.
Yeah, we were at the end of the summer.
End of summer, but it was still technically cooling down compared to what it is during the summer. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be hot, so dress accordingly. Especially in travel gear, try to stay light. Gym clothes are good. Lululemon clothes are pretty nice. I was like, wait, if you can afford those, they're pretty nice. But anyway, point is, that's a good one. So you get a QR code. So you do this whole customs declaration check-in, and you get a QR code, and basically just take a screenshot of that, keep it on your phone, and they're going to scan that, and it's a really easy way to get through customs. Yeah. The other bits I would say are if you're going to travel Wi-Fi, either Wi-Fi or you can do a SIM card if you're feeling randy. You want to put something in your slot. SIM cards aren't bad. They're useful. It's already built into your phone. But usually pocket Wi-Fi's are really, really nice to have because you can have multiple devices attached to them. Yeah. You can do...
What was the app we had used one called Klook?
Klook, Klook.
And they had some pretty good deals on stuff.
On a lot of stuff.
And we used it for the pocket Wi-Fi. And I love the pocket Wi-Fi because they gave you its own carry case with its own battery, cable.
They gave you a rechargeable battery for your Wi-Fi.
And that was something when we landed in the airport, like that was the first thing we picked up.
Yeah, you do it right at the airport. We just went to, there's an in-airport post office. Yeah. And you just go there, you pick it up, and you're good. Yeah. And you can use the Wi-Fi airport, but it's not going to be great everywhere. So I would immediately suggest like a pocket Wi-Fi, or again, a SIM card's not a bad option. There's pros and cons to both, but I prefer the pocket Wi-Fi.
And of course, you could see if your phone service has international abilities. It's something to check before you travel.
Mm-hmm. So on Verizon, I know that's called Travel Pass Days. If you're a Verizon Up customer, which is like their inboard rewards program, you actually end up getting free Travel Pass Days, I think 1 or 2 a month. Dope. So when we went, I had like 15 stored up on that. So anytime I was away from Carla, I was like, hey, you can keep the Wi-Fi, the pocket Wi-Fi. I'll just use my Travel Pass Day. And so I was able to just connect using a Travel Pass Day for free to whatever network was around me. So yes, it eats your battery a little bit because you're roaming or you're trying to connect through different things, and we're going through subways, like, help me, please. These other things. But like it was really helpful. So, and I think T-Mobile does the same thing. I know they're a global company. So whatever your phone service, you might have that. So the biggest things are make sure you lock down, or it's easier to do it ahead of time. You can obviously do it when you land, but it's going to save you a lot of money if you do it ahead of time. The pocket Wi-Fi, or getting your phone situated. And then also, like you said, that travel document for customs, filling out the declaration. Everything you do is going to be through your phone. So make sure, like...
You have your screenshots ready.
Yeah, screenshots ready. Batteries if you need them, etc. If you know your phone battery's bad, make sure you have a backup battery or whatnot. Yeah. Because, like, legitimately, even I went with the Suica card, the IC card. Mine was on my phone. So I just tapped it, and that's how we got through everything. And everything from the vending machines, you can use it in some of the convenience stores, but especially all of the rails, like the subways and everything else like that. Use that IC card. They still have a chip shortage for residents. However, travelers can still get those like welcome Suica cards. Yeah. Or
are they still the Hello Kitty?
I don't know if they've changed them. There's like really cool designs, but it doesn't have to be Suica. It can be any IC card. They seem to work everywhere.
And a lot of the people when you land also, a lot of the people working at least in the airport do speak English. So go to like the help center, ask for like guidance. And they'll point you in the right direction. Very similar to like the Pokemon video game when you go to like the fucking like Poke Center and you're like, I need help.
Yeah, pretty much.
They basically do the same thing there. Another thing I highly recommend when you're in Japan is make sure you have Google Translate on your phone.
Yes.
It's
pretty damn good.
A fucking lifesaver because you could use it for voice. You can use it for images.
Yeah, like so the camera will read things live. And like, sure, it's not a one-to-one translation all the time, but it's good enough to get us through everything.
Yeah, it gave you the basics. And then also understand some of the language customs. Some quick tips: don't talk on trains. Even us talking at our volume right now is considered loud there.
Was loud, yeah.
So just follow what the locals do. If they're quiet, you're quiet. When you don't walk and eat, you stand and eat at wherever you get your food for the most part.
Yep.
You have to sort your trash, so be on the lookout for that. Most vending machines will have this little trash can built in, so you eat your food right there and you throw it away. Have a trash bag or like a little King Soopers baggie with you. Yep. Bring a couple when you travel there because there's not many trash cans around. You'll notice how freakishly clean it is. And there's a reason. It's because the culture there is not a big on people just trashing the place, correct. Which is, I wish something America would adopt. What else? Again, like Justin said, food is awesome. Have a little coin purse.
Coins.
Buy your coin purse before you travel.
Yes.
Because I didn't know what is an expected price for a coin purse, but you're gonna use that shit. Like I didn't think we would, and that little thing was constantly in my hand.
It's great. Definitely coins. If you've ever been out of the country, most other countries use coins as their primary thing. So like euros, there's not $1 euros. Euro bucks or bills.
Okay.
Same thing in Canada. There's a $5 bill, but there's nothing smaller than that in terms of paper money.
Oh.
Everything is coins. So in Japan, very similar, and you'll use the shit out of coins.
Yes.
Because exact change is the thing. There's no tipping culture. So definitely get a coin purse because you'll use the shit out of it.
You'll use it.
The other thing is we had towels. So it's gonna be hot.
Yes.
A lot of places they can sell like basically wet wipes. Those are helpful to keep you cool, but also any sort of like
moisture wicking
towels, anything to help keep the sweat off of you, but also like keep your hands a little bit clean. So, because a lot of the
don't have like hand towels,
hand dryers,
which are kind of weird.
Toilets are great. I miss the bidet.
Don't
be afraid of the bidet.
Yeah,
they're weird at first, especially. But
go in with an open mind and an open heart.
Yes,
and just use that bidet. If you're brave enough to use like the rural bathrooms, God bless you.
Oh gosh, the squatty potties.
Yeah, when I saw that and I saw the floor, I immediately was like. And I was like, where's my Western toilet?
My knees don't work like that. So I was blessed to only use Western toilets when I was there. The other big thing we haven't really talked about is how do you get to Sendai? Because everyone's going to fly into Tokyo most often. Especially if you're looking for cheaper flights. So you'll fly into Tokyo. 2 ways to get to Sendai. Bullet train, so the Shinkansen, or a flight. You can fly from Tokyo to Sendai. The biggest, I think I would suggest Shinkansen. I think we very much like the Shinkansen.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of, when we went, we were very fortunate. The JR Pass, which you can use for basically all the Shinkansen across Japan, was still cheap comparatively. They raised the price like 60% more than what we paid for it.
Even for this trip, for this particular thing for Pokemon, they might not need it for like a couple weeks. Which I was
going to say that was my suggestion. My suggestion was going to be, unless you know you're going to be in Japan for like maybe multiple weeks, you're going to visit all kinds of different cities. And I'm not saying just Kyoto and Osaka are close enough to where you can take like a regular train between the two, and it's way cheaper than a Shinkansen.
Yeah.
It was a less than a 30-minute bullet train ride.
Yeah, it was insane.
We didn't understand that because when we went to travel, they were like looking at the map and like those cities are far away.
Yeah,
you're gonna need
bullet trains changed the fucking game.
So, but anyway, you can take a regular train between Kyoto and Osaka. So if you're just going to say Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, you might not even need a JR pass. However, if you're going out to different cities, so Sendai in this case, Shinkansen from Tokyo to Sendai is really easy, really nice, pretty quick. I think it's like an hour and a half. If you if you don't want to, if you're not going to a bunch of other cities, I would almost recommend not getting a JR pass, because it's going to cost you. You'd have to go to, I think, three different cities to make your JR pass worth it.
Basically, yeah.
Three distant cities.
Yeah.
And everything would go through Tokyo. So if you're going to Sendai, which is northern Japan, you would, if you're trying to get back to Kyoto and Osaka, you have to go back down to Tokyo, then over to those cities. That's when the JR pass might be worth it. But if you're just going to Sendai and spending a week there, which you can do, it's a great city. I wouldn't worry about a JR pass. Just buy a Shinkansen ticket there.
Yeah.
Now the other thing I would recommend is, if you already are in that area, Aomori is known famously for their apples. They had really good apple juice in all of the vending machines. We kind of collected. There's like 22 different bottles of them.
Collect them all.
Anyway, different apple juice. And then even further north is Hokkaido. Those are great cities to visit. So if you're like, okay, I want to go to Sendai for the trip, for GoFEST, and play around there. There's a lot of cool things to do in Sendai. It's not as dense as Tokyo or Osaka, so you can still get around via. There is a subway there that goes down, but it's a very kind of simple subway compared to everything else we went through.
Thank goodness.
There's a downtown area, and you can get to the park that the GoFest is taking part in really easily, and everything else is super walkable. The other thing I'd recommend, or just so you understand about Japan, if you've never been, very safe country. All things considered, like, you can go out at night and not feel.
If it's awkward for the fact, like, there's not many. There's people around, but they're not like bothering you.
No.
There was very rarely like we were approached by anyone. I think I did more of the approaching and scared a lot of the locals. In the sense, like, if I was lost,
right,
I'd be like, "Hey, Shimasen, like, I'm sorry,"
exactly.
And they'd be like, "What?" Like, a lot of the younger folks, like, and I say like teens, were like, "Do you need help?" Mm-hmm. Because they're like a little bit more versed with English, and yeah, just as you travel out there, be mindful of where you're going. Kind of have like an idea of where you're traveling, and that will help you immensely when you're there.
Yeah, so plan ahead. I think, Jack, you were really, really fundamental in our trip being successful, in that you had a huge like spreadsheet and everything like set up for us. Maybe you don't have to go into that length, but it was helpful to at least plan ahead. What are the things we want to do? We know we want to go to these cities.
Yeah.
What are the things we want to do there? So do some research. In Sendai, there's some really interesting, like, obviously there's the shopping. There's a lot of really fun shops, and there's the downtown area is really cool. There's a ton of really good places to eat, but there's some good museums out there. There's some really cool things to visit there as well. And then again, if you're like, I'm only going to be in Sendai for GoFest, but then I want to go back to Tokyo, do some research on what you're going to do there. Do some research if you're going to go to, say, Hokkaido. Shouts to Hokkaido. Their mascot Pokemon is the Vulpix. Both of the Vulpixes. But anyway, so all their Pokelids have
Vulpixes everywhere.
Like, the northern cities have the most amount of Pokelids. So if you have any interest in looking at some of those, they're also easier to get to.
I bet.
So like, if you have any interest in seeing those, they're there in the northern cities. Cities like Tokyo, they're kind of out of the way and kind of hard to get to. Kyoto, there's only 5 in that entire city, and they're very far out east. And then same thing, Osaka only has 5, and they're kind of spread out. They're outside of the city proper. So for us, it was like a day trip for both of those to get all of them.
Which is insane.
And it was a lot of work. I think it was worth it for me, but not the thing for everybody, especially if you have a limited amount of time in Japan.
Yeah.
So anyway, those would be some of my tips. Again, it's going to be hot. So be prepared for that. Stay hydrated. Vending machines are your friend. They're my favorite thing. Everything's hella cheap in those vending machines.
Oh my God.
But I mean, getting all the water. Now there's all kinds of crazy stuff in the vending machines. And I'm not talking about the panty vending machines that you go to.
I didn't even see those. I was just so focused about juices and water.
They're like closer to the red light district.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But like the drink vending machines. Use your Google Translate if you don't know what's in there, because sometimes, like the coffee drinks, half of them are hot, and they will dispense out of the same vending machine hot. So you get like a warm bottle of like a latte, and then you can also get out of the same vending machine a very cold bottle of water.
Yes.
So just know what you're ordering, or at least scan it a little bit to get an idea. Also, like you said, have an open mind. We tried everything.
We really did. we were everywhere.
We had a great time. Japan, very good on seasonal things. So when we were there, like, I'll just use Starbucks as an example. Their seasonal drink was a osatsu butter sweet potato latte. It sounds kind of crazy at first. It was delicious. But then we were also in Muscat grape season, which are, if you don't know what Muscat grapes are, they're these giant
big-ass grapes.
They don't taste like grapes. They're their own thing. They have a very distinct taste. They're very tasty. They're a little pricey, even in Japan, but way cheaper to get there. And if it's in season, whatever. So whatever the seasonal thing is, please try it. Japan goes hard on seasonal things. And if you have a sweet tooth, don't be surprised to see so many things that look very sweet, but Japanese food typically isn't very sweet. Like even their sweet stuff.
Even their like candies.
Like their candies, all their cakes, anything like that was relatively less sweet.
Fine.
Like, it were great.
Have a field day when you go to the convenience stores, especially like try all their chips, try all the little foods that are prepared.
The prepared foods,
you could get pretty good meals at the corner stores.
Yeah, convenient
if you can't figure out
perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, because I think there's a couple of times when we were there, like we'd see a restaurant that would be on Google, but then it wouldn't tell you if it's like reserve only or not. So there's a couple of times where we were kind of disheartened. We'd show up to a place with our group, and they're like, we don't take walk-ins, and you're like, oh,
son of a monkey.
Okay, well I guess we have to go to the next store. So just be open for that. Be flexible, I think, is the biggest thing. Like Justin said, especially like the heat there is no joke. Like
it's humid.
It is humid. I was dying. Like I was in gym clothes the whole time. And especially that first check-in, I think was like the hottest because there was a bunch of people traveling, all clustered, trying to all figure out how to get checked in. That's why we were strongly advocating for doing your pre-check-in stuff prior.
Yeah.
Because it helped immensely. Once you got through customs and you got your bag, it was much smoother. It's just that it's kind of initial shock. So just make sure like you get enough rest on the plane. Or me, I didn't really sleep on the plane. I was watching Yellow Jackets the whole time.
Hey, they had some good shows and stuff.
Oh, that's another thing. Bring some headphones, like really old school plug-in jack headphones.
Yeah.
Because that's what they had on the planes, at least that we rode.
Yeah.
Just check out, see what kind of sound options are on the plane, and just make sure you have those.
Yeah, sometimes, like, if it's Delta or whatnot, they offer headphones, but, like, in our case, they didn't. If they did, I didn't see them.
Well, they offered it on the return flight, because I ended up using those headphones for, like, a while.
But, yeah, so just bring a 3.5 millimeter set of headphones. Carla had, like, an adapter in her nice headphones, so she was able to use those.
Hell yeah.
Mine are on the flight from here to Seattle, I think it was. They actually had Bluetooth, so I could Bluetooth my headphones onto the seat, which is weird.
See, I was scared to do that. I was like...
Yeah, I was like, they just downloaded it.
Then you know what kind of ratchet mixes I listen to.
The last bit, and this probably should be common knowledge, or sounds like it should be common knowledge, but try to learn some of the some phrases.
Wherever you go, you should try to learn phrases.
Yeah, even here in America. So, some really simple ones. Sumimasen was probably our most used one, which means sorry.
Sorry.
Basically, excuse me, but sorry. So sumimasen. Gomen is more of a formal version of I'm sorry, like gomen, gomenasai. And then arigato gozaimasu was the other one we used the most. So everything was like, oh, I'm trying to get through and trying to squeeze through. Sumimasen. Or like, I don't really understand what you're saying. Sumimasen. And then like after your meal, after someone has helped you because everyone has been helping you or whatever. Yeah. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much type deal.
Yeah.
Arigato gozaimasu. I don't know how many times I said that.
We said it a lot, it was definitely appreciated by the local folks. I think they're more surprised. Like we even put in the effort because I'm sure we might not have been saying it right, but it's effort. I think a lot of countries just appreciate that.
Yeah,
we saw a lot of people who are not locals who were incredibly rude. So don't be one of them.
And that has been
represent America. Come on, guys.
That has been an increasingly large problem there. Especially in some districts like Kyoto.
I heard the kimono thing. They stopped.
So they just blocked tourists entirely. If you're a foreign tourist, you're not allowed in those areas. It's Gizu, the geisha district.
Yep.
And that's one of those things where a few people can ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Just try to be on your best behavior.
I think they even shut down Mount Fuji when we went.
We went because too many foreigners were trying to climb it.
Well, it was that, and they were trashing the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And it was ruining their ecosystem because they're very stringent about that kind of stuff. So,
yes.
No, wonderful time. So if you're going, congrats, enjoy it. As far as GoFEST itself is concerned, same things apply every time. Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Shade. You're going to be out in a park. There are trees. There's going to be some shade there.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, cameras. If you're using a camera, there's a shutter law in Japan to make sure you aren't a pee-pee tom or you're doing something you're not supposed to be. So if you're using your camera, even on your phone, you need to have the shutter noise on. So if you're like trying to take photos or something like that, especially like if you're on a train or there's people around, make sure that whatever you're taking photos with makes a shutter noise. That is an actual Japanese law. And I don't want to scare anybody, but Japan has like a 99% prosecution rate, even against foreigners. Yeah, they will not hesitate. If you break the law,
you're in their country.
They will throw your ass in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, American freedoms do not exist in Japan.
That's the other thing. If you have specific medications you need to bring, you need to check with the governing agency first to make sure you can bring them. Yes. There's certain drugs that are not allowed there. So you need to double check and make sure and get them all approved before you go. Don't just bring your stuff and then expect them to understand you. They will throw you in jail immediately.
Yes.
So please do your research beforehand. And then obviously there's also going to be the GoFest in New York. Yep. Same thing kind of applies when just travel in general. Google Translate. Google in general is great to have. I loved Google Maps for the subway. I think it was super helpful. When I was there visiting family, we used it to travel from up north New York down to Manhattan and everything and check stuff out, and it was cool.
And it's still, sorry to go back to Japan real quick. Google Maps helped us navigate their subway system.
Yes.
Because it was go to this gate specifically or go to this stop specifically.
Yeah.
Car 3 specifically because it's going to open up on the other side when you stop to the right side. Things like that. So use Google Maps was helpful. And same thing in New York. If you've never used their subway system or try to navigate New York, I would highly recommend, if you can, do not Lyft or Uber or taxi around New York.
Oh my God.
That shit adds up so quickly.
Yes.
And if you've ever been in a car in New York, New York City especially, it's one of the most stressful experiences I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Especially because I'm not the one driving, but watching drivers navigate that city is you'd have to pay me so much money to drive in that city. I just can't.
With past people who were there just recently to New York for Pokemon, highly recommend you go to the event a few hours beforehand because of just clutter. I think where they were going, I think there's only a ferry that travels there. So book an earlier time to go. Get all that checked out prior. Don't wait till the last minute or think, it'll be easy, because it won't be. Give yourself some flexibility. Maybe even if you can get there a few hours earlier, even if you're waiting, wait. It's worth it instead of waiting outside the park or waiting on the other island trying to get there. Mm-hmm. Give yourself that time. I heard there wasn't a lot of food options there either. So maybe stop by those convenience stores, grab some snackage before you go. Make sure you have water because, again, New York also has humidity because it's right by the water. So make sure you have that. Wasn't New York just hit with an earthquake, or New Jersey?
Yeah, so it was a 4.8 earthquake, which, if you've ever been in an earthquake before, which I haven't personally.
Me neither.
4.8 doesn't sound like a lot, but it was enough
to rattle some folks.
Well, they grounded flights and stuff for it. So it's it was enough to literally shake shit up.
Yes.
And those numbers are no joke. So if you see 5, 6, especially 7, that's
terrifying.
That's the nightmare territory. When Carla was still in Japan, I watched her. We were video chatting, and there was an earthquake happening one of the most frightening things I've ever seen. Because you can't control it. There's nothing you can do about an earthquake.
At that point, I just want to... That's where I want to just hover.
Yeah, just
be above it and just watch everything.
So, yeah, New York just recently had that earthquake there. So, like...
Yeah, it's like it fell through New Jersey as well. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, so just, again, be mindful wherever you are of your surroundings.
And then the last GoFest is Sevilla, right? I think.
In Brazil?
I thought it was in Spain.
I thought it was in Madrid.
Oh, Madrid. Sorry, I get my Spain or my
But
Spanish
that's Spain.
I'm
stupid.
Yeah, Madrid.
Yeah, that's Spain.
Park
I was
Juan
like,
Carlos.
well, I just like Brazil. But anyway,
As you should.
as I should.
No, similar
Yeah.
things. Spain is a beautiful country as well.
Never been.
You will.
I just want to go there in Germany, really.
Absolutely. But it's a beautiful country, but very similar. Spanish compared to, say, like the Latin Spanish or Latino Spanish or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Some differences. So
Definitely.
If you know, like,
if you know, you know.
Mexican Spanish versus Spanish, there are some differences, so be careful about some certain things. However, similar to Japan and even New York, Google Translate is
Always
your friend.
have Google Translate.
Use Google. The same thing applies for traveling, like with your like a pocket Wi-Fi. You can get those in Spain all the same. Madrid's a large city. So there's a lot going on there. Beautiful city, beautiful people in Madrid.
Beautiful people
so everything that we
everywhere.
talked about in Japan kind of applies to all of these.
All
So
international
traveling for GoFest, but international travel especially. And it is going to be hot and humid in Madrid just as well. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, and I did like your point about the New York park, and I think that expands to all of them. Snackage. So we talked about usually don't eat and walk in Japan. If you do, carry like a little King Soopers bag or some kind of plastic bag or bag with you so you can like at least hold your trash.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're holding it in your hand the entire time or putting it in your pocket. But if you need like something for lunch or something, you can grab stuff at the Combini and kind of keep that with you. And then just find a place to sit down, eat. You're going to be in a park.
Yeah.
It should be okay. But they prefer, like you said, in Japan, eat in the place that you're getting your food.
Yes.
Because they already have all of the proper places to dispose of wrappers, containers, because you have to separate plastic against burnables, against non-pura plastic, against metals, against, there's like, you'll see there's 5 different trash.
They have different symbols on them, and usually you just look at the bottom of your thing like you do in America. But they have different symbols, so you just match up and you throw.
Yeah, it's
really easy, and especially
really cool.
because, like Justin said, they do all the thinking for you, and they give it there. The main thing you have to do is just make sure you finish it and just throw it in the right area. Mm-hmm. Bottles, you typically would have to like take the wrapper off.
Yeah, you have to undo the paper wrapper because that's burnable
it's
as
burnable.
opposed to the plastic. Yeah,
yeah. So
it's interesting, but
it's something to be mindful for. But
some good tips there, Noah. And like I said, congratulations. Traveling internationally is always.
Or locally to New York, because that's its own area as well.
New York City
it's far different than Colorado.
I feel like it's almost international in that it's not.
It is.
It's American, but not.
It's a melting pot.
It's an amazing city. I love New York City.
I thought it was dope.
I think it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of wonderful things you can do there. A ton of food.
Go further north, you'll see lots of fucking trees. It'll throw you off.
Trees go north.
Yeah, go north. Go to like
train.
Beacon.
You could take a train and go up to like Albany or something.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Cool. That was one of the most beautiful trips I had from Montreal down to New York City around May, June.
Yeah.
Going through northern New York on a slow ass train. Great time.
Yeah, we're just like, wow.
Because everyone, you say New York, everyone thinks cities. Manhattan, and you're like, no.
Cities, Gribers, Magnamites.
The rest of the state is actually quite gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got GoFest coming up soon. I'm excited about that. And then obviously we'll have more about Global GoFest and GoFest itself. But I do like the idea of the travel bits because
yes.
In Japan, it still feels kind of like a dream sometimes. It was a very wonderful trip.
Dude, I just cleared my photos off my phone just because my phone was like, you have no space to update your shit. And I'm like,
photos from these 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. And I did. Like, how many gigs did I clear off my phone
Yeah,
just doing that alone.
Japan's a country I recommend everyone go to, or at least try to, just because it's a wonderful place.
Yeah, I quit about 16 gigs.
I need to do that.
Of stuff off my phone.
I took so many photos.
But yeah, and then going forward back to our Pokemon goodness.
Zoom.
So with Pokemon itself, obviously, with this being our 100th episode,
100.
like you said.
Yes, sir.
With the new game, Pokemon Z, coming out.
Legends Pizza.
There's also been Pokemon Sleep, which they recently just had this cool Raikou event.
The world champion.
It's been pretty dope.
Did you see that?
The world champion for Pokemon Sleep. Was that an April Fool's?
It's April Fool's joke.
I was wondering, I was like, how the fuck? Well, and I was like, well, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to sleep all day. I'm like, you don't have to tell me twice.
They did just introduce the legendary beasts.
Yeah, I actually have 2 Raikous now on it, which is dope. I was trying to aim for my 3rd.
You got any shinies in Sleep?
I have a few shinies, actually. I have a shiny Caterpie, shiny Butterfree, shiny Houndoom, shiny Jigglypuff, Igglybuff,
damn, you're just
and a Pikachu.
Just getting it, baby.
And a Spheal, I believe, and a Mankey.
Okay.
I think those are the ones I got. I want to get a shiny Larvitar, but I don't think I will anytime soon. I've been trying my best, but I just actually evolved up to a Pupitar, because getting the candies in time, it's just a build-up. This is one game I'm trying desperately not to spend money on.
Okay.
Pokemon Go is obviously the main one I spend money on, but I'm even then trying to ration myself accordingly.
Right.
So I haven't bought incubators. I've been using my phone rockers to hatch on those infinite incubators. I'm trying to gym a bit more.
Okay.
Especially on other accounts. I'm trying not to spend as much money on those accounts either, but trying to build those up passively.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Pokemon, my whole focus right now is just getting my bag. I think getting my bag is the theme for 2024. With work, get my bag there.
Hell yeah.
Pokemon, get my Pokemon inventory, because I want to have 1,000 Pokeballs, 400 of each of the Great and Ultra.
GoFEST prep right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to clear out my bag space, because before Go Tour I had 1,000 something. Now I'm at only 500 openings, which I'm I'm only sitting at that for the mere fact I'm still trying to trade stuff for distance candy.
Yeah. Well,
but there's a bunch I've already sent to home, a lot of shinies. I'm go home, literally go home and enjoy your other life there. I'm trying to meet up with people to do these lucky trades. I just really wish Niantic treated Lucky Friends better in terms of their abilities to trade. Again, that should be a global thing. I should just be able to put a Pokemon I want to trade. Someone else puts Pokemon they're looking for, and then they just can auto trade for us.
Even if it's lucky. Oh, you're talking about almost like a global trade network thing?
Well, they clearly have the global trading system in all the other games. I don't see why we don't have one here.
That would be interesting.
Especially if we could battle internationally. We can battle anyone in the world.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Battling takes way more energy.
I didn't think about a GTS in Pokemon Go, but I like that idea. I thought you were saying once you get lucky, like my friends in Japan, then I should be able to. That should unlock a global trade, and I can trade with them no matter what.
Yes.
As long as I coordinate the time with them.
Yeah, or again, you set the time. You're just I will be awake at this time.
Yeah.
Awake at this time, and then you could be trade, and then you could put
or even better,
you could have what you're looking for, and you just select. It's just a bunch of checkboxes, and you're shiny, not shiny, shiny, this, your range, and you could put all the stuff, and you could send it their way.
Or just queue it up, even just
something. Again, they could clearly make a whole third-party app, which to me you don't need to do for trading. You just let us trade and let us set parameters.
Yeah.
If I could set whatever I'm looking for, because some people might not be looking for a lot. Some people might be, I just want to do a lucky trade of legendary in this. All right, let's pick mirror trade. Have mirror trade as the option. That, and then you could have it select, and then you could look through, and it's a little check system of I'll trade this for this and this and this. Cool. Let the other person confirm. So that way it's a two-way confirm thing, and then you do the trade.
That'd be fun.
I would love that, because then it lets it gives you more reason to be lucky friends, and especially to be best friends.
Yeah.
But you still have to be best friends in order to be lucky friends for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd much rather prefer something like that. That's just a system I wish they'd revisit. I don't know what's going to be the future of the tournaments now that Sylph Road is gone, because Sylph basically did all that for them.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much about tournaments since Sylph passed.
No.
And again, thank you all the people who were in part of Sylph. You guys did God's work in making everything possible.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I miss it for just the fact of like all the advertisements, all the coordination that they did. And it was all because of just the pure fun of it. And we're kind of seeing that remnant now of like, even in Discord, like the bots aren't as good as they used to be because a lot of the people who worked on the bots are doing other things now. There's been a lot of shifting interest, but that's where I don't think Campfire has stepped into the role it's hoping for, because Discord, I think, is still supreme compared to it.
Yeah, the only thing that it's not utilized very often or very well is the whole the Go Battle League stuff. And they try to give you like passes and things like that for Go Battle League, but it's just like doesn't have the same feel as the tournaments.
It doesn't.
Again, I wish like if that was another tool they gave community ambassadors, I'd probably bite the bullet and do that. It's
well, I think eventually they're going to get there.
If you can organize tournaments.
Well,
fighting.
But I just don't like all the requirements they have for the ambassadors.
I don't either.
Because you have to do stuff in Campfire. You have to do things in their systems. And I'm like, I don't want to use these things.
They have...
we should just make a new class.
A new class?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A new registration.
Oh.
Like a new... Like, to me...
You said class and I was thinking like RPG class.
Oh, no.
Rogue?
No. Ranger. We're just going to have Poke Rangers.
Poke Rangers?
We're going to just be the Rescue Rangers.
And
be out there and just do our own thing and be like, we're not going to do Niantics. I wanted to stick more Pokemon because I feel like with the... Not to say the ambassadors aren't doing good things. I think they are. I just think they're doing it under like a certain Niantic guise that isn't about Pokemon. It's about Niantic, which isn't the point. It's supposed to be Pokemon. So to me, that's where I was like, focus on Pokemon, Niantic. Like that's your bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
They're your cream of the crop. You try to make other things and it hasn't worked. Not to say that they weren't great ideas.
Just so good.
That nostalgia is just too fucking hard for anybody. It's swept the world by storm and continues to do so.
Well, and even outside of nostalgia, like you have kids that love Pokemon.
Yes, like all ages, we all enjoy it. But that's why I kind of want to just make another group. Like, because I still love our leads, like us doing what we do. It's just maybe we need to see who else is interested in helping. With that, because I know some people have definitely stepped up a bit, but like when I was in the Mewtwo raid, I had a Metadragon with me doing the raids, and he was watching me coordinate, raiding on 2 phones, planning the next route on my whiteboards, and doing all the times and starts, ends, and he's like, "I didn't know you did all this," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude."
Yeah,
I'm just along for the ride, but like, oh my God. And I was like, like, I was like, how do you think this gets coordinated? He's like, I didn't know you were doing all this in your Tahoe by yourself. And I'm like, yeah, like it takes effort to make things work.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't realize. And I know there's a lot of other people putting in efforts, like, but there's also, that's where I'm just so saddened by like some of the original players. There are many awesome players in Aurora that no longer play.
Yes.
That I'm wondering where they're at now. I would love to have like a reunion of them. Just because I think just in terms of like an Aurora community network, I thought we did great work.
Those like epilogues from movies like Christy is now doing this.
Murphy's
Law 7 is now
like
living his best
life. Where are the trainers now? Like I would love to see, because obviously like some of them have went like Joel, I know he plays every now and then, but he's in like Alabama.
Yes.
He's doing all sorts of shit now in engineering, which he's drastic changed from what he was initially.
Yeah.
When we all met, like PF Change, just like vibing, doing stuff. Like I think it's cool. So I would really like to see where other trainers were. And maybe that's something we do on the side of like this trainer who is known, who is the fucking the GOAT when it came to Blissies and always.
Okay, so we're doing an Aurora Masters or
like 10 years,
Aurora,
like 7 years later.
I was gonna say a Hall of Fame, but
ooh.
also. Maybe
Oh, that would be fun, kind of a Hall of Fame, and give them different. I always like the senior superlatives.
Okay.
I like, yeah. So do like trainer superlatives, or like what's his trainer known for? So like, Sunshine or whoever that Valor trainer is, for being a gym menace,
Absolutely.
and a Metalwood menace, I'll call them.
Okay.
For those gyms, with
That's me too, I understand.
Morris D. Cat, just being a menace in Aurora for Valor.
This just makes you think of like, yeah, if we can immortalize, like, because Self also had those cards, you remember? The Self check-in card?
Yes.
So they had like your favorite 6 Pokemon, how you play the game, what you're here for.
I want to keep those. I like those.
No,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we
just
can
like
do our own version of it.
AKA this. Like,
that'd be sick.
AKAs, just
That'd be a ton of fun.
the menace. Like,
Yeah,
and they could vote for it. I think that'd be awesome.
At work, I do. We have like little whiteboards at our desks.
Uh-huh.
And it's because we work with so many different people and so many different things. Like I work with people that do mining in the mountains, like that kind of stuff. And so we just have different departments and things that we do. So mine is always like, oh, I'm Justin Burns, I'm an architect, I'm in buildings, and I'm a professional menace is usually what it says as my job title or whatever. So no, I respect that. I like it.
Yeah, I think maybe we do that.
We do have fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
That's what I'm
Jack,
thinking.
Okay, Jack.
Okay.
All right. So, winding down a little bit. 100th episode. Give me your top 100 Pokemon. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, there's too many. I was like, all the dinosaurs. That's an easy. That takes up like maybe 15.
Okay, I'll 15. Okay, cool. I need
dinosaurs.
85 more.
And
I'm kidding.
a lot of water Pokemon, a lot of plant Pokemon, and a lot of electric.
Is it bipedal? Where is it on the fuckable meter?
No.
I'm kidding.
None of my Pokemon are even in that category. Thank goodness.
Unless you're a monster fucker. I'm kidding. No, I guess the question I was going to ask.
Okay.
This is really simple. It'll
right.
probably take you 2 seconds. You're a monotype gym leader. What's your type? And what's your team?
Just as a one typer?
You're monotype gym leader, correct. Or you specialize in one type of Pokemon. There's 18 of them. 19 if you count Terrestrial. I don't.
I'm going to count Terrestrial.
Stellar.
Yeah. I think if I was to have my top would be water, because I've always liked water Pokemon.
Okay.
Ever since.
Do you have a 6 Pokemon water team?
6 Pokemon water team.
Let's put you on the spot. There's over 1,000 Pokemon to think of.
Well, there's Dugong. I've always been a fan of. Dugong will obviously be there.
Okay.
Suicune.
Okay.
Who else would be there for water? I like, because Kabutops is water rock, right?
Correct.
Probably Kabutops.
Okay.
Who else? Just because we could do whatever, I'd just have Kyogre, because he's just a fucking menace.
He's a literal
menace to society.
Fuck you, land bitch.
Yeah. He's gonna hate you. I'd probably have the dolphin.
Palafin?
Well, I like the base form more.
It's not still Palafin.
Is it Palafin?
No, well, the Palafin is the evolution because it's like hero mode or whatever.
Yeah. I'll go with Palafin then. Yeah. And then again, even though he's not water, but he's said to be the water person, I have Lugia. Because he's in water.
He's flying psychic.
Yeah.
But he's like
he's a
the protector of water. Or whatever.
Yeah. Like Lugia would be in there.
I love it.
Yeah, because it does upset me. Like he has Hydro Pump. But he's a psychic
But
type.
he also has Sky
Attack.
Aeroblast?
Aeroblast. Ugh. Gorgeous.
The first time the Aeroblast ripped on Silver version, just... You're just like, that was the coolest move I've ever seen.
Yeah, loved it.
So cool. Okay.
That'd be mine.
I like it. I respect it.
Thank
I am
you.
a Steel-type trainer at heart. I
Of
love
course.
Steel Pokemon.
Steel.
I also really like fighting Pokemon.
Yeah.
But Steel-type probably be my monotype. And I'd probably run... gotta have my boy, Lucario. Big Lucario energy here. King Gambit. I love King Gambit.
King Gambit's
I love everything about King Gambit. I had, like, Bisharp was my top Steel Pokemon, and then they gave him an evolution. I was like...
And you're like, bye.
He's so cool.
Bye.
Just like the...
Bye.
Whong! Beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
The old samurai general warlord look. Love it. Other Steel Pokemon. I'm going to go... This is controversial. 2 Gen 9 Pokemon. Orthworm. Shiny. Mine's name's Andrew. He's a big worm. He's got little arms. You seen him? I love Orthworm. It's such a great design.
He has arms?
He got little the on the side.
I always thought those were like bus. He had like
little wiggly arms.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you. It's great. Right. Anyway, mine's name's Andrew. He's awesome.
Wow.
And he's shiny, which is a blue shiny.
Yeah, he's blue.
And I do love it. Steel Pokemon.
Who's the other one?
What are you talking about?
We said 2 of them.
Well,
King Gambit and
King Gambit is technically a Gen 9 Pokemon.
Okay.
So. King Gambit and Orthworm. That's controversial.
Why is he controversial?
Because they're too new. I don't know. Anyway.
That's fine. It's your team. It's whatever you want it to be.
Who else? Okay. I think I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with like the OG Steelix.
Steelix is dope.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Did you want shiny?
Oh, I love shiny Steelix.
All right.
Let me see something real quick. I think.
Yes.
Yes. It's got to be with the shield Zamazenta.
Ooh, Shield Doggos.
I love Zacian. Zacian's cool.
Yeah.
But I just have my heart. I love the steel, the shield dog. Zamazenta's cool. Big fan. So that's how many now?
4.
King Gambit, Orthworm, Steelix, Zamazenta.
Oh, so
that's
5. Okay.
And then my last Steel type Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one, man.
See, to me, it's an easy choice, but I'm curious what you're going to pick.
To you, it's an easy choice. Skarmory's pretty cool. I really wish Skarmory had an evolution.
It deserves one.
Or Mega Skarmory. I do like Skarmory. That's probably runners. Skarmory and Corviknight are probably runners up. Same with Metagross. Do like Metagross.
See, that wasn't even the one I was thinking of.
No, I'm talking this out right now.
Oh no, you're trying to convince yourself.
Excadrill's cool. Golly gee Willikers, Batman. Oh, Registeel, I know. No, I don't. What's wrong with Registeel?
Registeel's dope, especially a shiny, a beautiful shiny.
Oh man. Duraludon.
Duraludon?
Duraludon. The hotel-looking dragon.
Really?
He's cool. Well, it turns into Archaludon, which is also technically a Gen 9 here.
Wow.
I'm so recency bias here.
Yeah.
I like Steel. Tinkaton's also kind of in that list.
Yeah, I thought like Tinkaton, I was going to go Aggron or Scizor.
I know Scizor.
Scizor's
Scizor's damn cool. Scizor's Steelix for me, so I went with Steelix in that one. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll keep it there. Maybe.
Okay.
Still more Gen 9. I do like Archaludon. It's cool. He turns into a cannon. He's a bridge cannon, bro. Anyway, so that was my question of the day.
Thank
100th
you.
episode. And we're going to count down 100 Pokemon. Voltorb is number 100.
Which is insane.
JK. I do like Voltorb shiny.
Blue?
Yeah. I also like Hisuian Voltorb shiny because he looks like he's out of a fucking Steamboat Willie cartoon.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about those cartoons now that I know their origin stories. I'm like,
that's fair.
Racism's
not real. Say what the fuck is
I was like, don't even. I just look at you like, okay.
Guys, love each other. Be nice out there. We love you. Hey, if you're traveling, awesome. Enjoy it. Enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah.
It can be stressful. Try not to let it get to you. If you plan ahead, a lot of that stress will be taken care of really quickly.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Just have a game plan.
It's great. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We can chat. We can sit down.
Message us on Discord or something.
If you would like to be a ranger, I don't know.
Poke Ranger.
Name pending, but I kind of like it.
Well, I just think we just need to have other things that we do.
Yeah, Pokemon.
To have like cool titles.
Mafiosos. Got it.
Because Mafia would be dope, but yeah, like that if we want to be little gym leaders, like if we want to be known for raiding. I still wanted to do that thing that we talked about like last year where the leads got to be their own, where we had our own teams and you could battle us and get pins.
Yeah.
I still want to make that.
Fun. We're like basically gym leaders or area leaders or whatever you want to call it. I like that idea. Maybe we can still bring it back.
Masters, we could be our own enemies.
Fuck that.
We're on a little gang.
Bring back the good old days of gym animosity.
Dude, that animosity was real.
Team animosity.
Just being like, fuck that guy. I hate that person. You're like, I feel that to my core.
I do.
Yeah.
Gang wars, gang.
Real shit.
All right, man. Well, take care of yourselves out there. We love you.
Yeah, be safe.
See you around. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.